What's up everybody, it's Supersmallchibiwolf here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Fire Tripper. This is a one episode anime series and it is 48 minutes long. The first thing I want to talk about are the characters. The characters were great, I love them. I enjoy when we get to see many characters that are involved in the story and how they can successfully make a good lasting impact, whether they are the protagonists or their friends. They did it and I like that. Many great moments. Now the first character I want to talk about is Suzuko. She was a nice-hearted girl that was protective over the people that she cares about. I love that Suzuko has a mysterious time-traveling power that activates when her life is in trouble, and it made her more interesting and cool. She has a cool design, which I like. Next character I want to talk about is Shikumaru. Now, he was a cool and skillful fighter, and despite his strong and tough personality, he does have a soft, loving side for him, for Suzuko. I mean, and also, I like his design as well. Also, his fight scene. It's pretty cool. Next character I want to talk about is Kai Akuma, Kuma, or something like that. Overall, I you see, many times when I watch stuff like this, I'd say this is more like a fighting anime here and there. I enjoy the heroes and the protagonists. I hope that they both are really interesting and cool. But the issue starts with Akuma, or let's call him Akuma, Kaima, whatever. He wasn't interesting. He wasn't involved much as I thought he would be. We don't get a lot of information about him. I think he was a bad villain, but it was fun to see Suzuko and him fight. He was also the leader of a group of bandits. So, yeah. Overall, I didn't like it. I think they could have done more, with the villain. Unfortunately, they didn't. So, moving on from that, the other characters were funny. We get to see them have fun, interact with each other. Overall, they seemed like nice-hearted people that loves to have fun and are ready to protect each other and get each other's backs and be there for each other. So really great. So yeah, the music. Now I like the music. I think the music was great. I like it. The intro was. It has a cool singer, great, wonderful instruments, and a mysterious party like beat, which I loved. Now the outro was also great. I love the song, the party like beats, and the great singer making a nice send off before we get visuals of Shizuko and Sukumaru's life after their adventures. And overall, it was pretty cool. Now the story starts with Suzuko walking home from school, and she notices her friend Shu, playing with his friends. Shu tells Suzuko about a operation that he had done and has a girl who cares about him and who is worried that he just came out of the hospital from his operation. Suzuko walks home with Shu. While talking and walking, they pass by a chemical lab or a science facility. Yeah, science facility. And yeah, as they are walking, Suzuko hears two other people bringing up that it smells like gas, which worries her. And as she takes a look and moves on with Shu, the place explodes, causing such a terrible incident. Now, surprisingly, Shizuko survives. And as she awakens, she notices many dead bodies, but it wasn't caused by an explosion. She notices that they were murdered by swords and arrows. Then a group of weirdos comes along to see, trying to get with her and trying to getting excited that, hey, there's a female here, let's have fun, trying to get their way. But as they catch her and prepare to have their way, she is saved by a young man named Shukomaru. I think that's how you pronounce it, Shukomaru or Shukomaru. So Shukomaru, who kills all three weirdos, takes her along with him, and as they arrive to their village, Suzuko realizes that she is in the Civil War era, and Shukomaru introduces her to his dad. The next morning, Shukomaru takes Suzuko to wash her face and pick out new clothes because he plans to marry her. But while looking for clothes, Zuko notices one piece of clothing that was the t-shirt of Shu, the young boy that I mentioned earlier. Her, let's say, one of her friends or best friends. So she decides to go out and search for him, and she is accompanied by Shikomaru. And from here, the adventures begins. So overall, the story was interesting, and I liked that. Now there was one moment where Suzuko and Shikomaru are eating lunch, and as he passes her the bottle of water, she is shy due to seeing it as a indirect kiss. Now, as you know, I reviewed many anime, over 50, and one anime that I really enjoyed and loved was Kyogai Jazu the Takagi-san, because that is like the main comedic bit between the Shikara and Takagi, which are the protagonists, the two protagonists. So when I found this out, I was like, you know what? This is gonna be a great anime. This is great. I love that, and I thought that was like a one thing. You know what I mean? For example, what was it? That line of, what was it? Gotta catch them all. That's Pokemon Kamakameha. That's a Dragon Ball thing. Talking cats with what was it? The crescent moon on the head, Sailor Moon. I thought that was like a Kyukai Jazu no Takagi Sun line, but no, it's used in other anime. I don't know which other ones besides these two, but besides this one and Kyukai Jazu and Takagi Sun, but yeah, I think there's other anime that uses that. Leave it in the comments if you know. Indirect kiss, because that's the only ones I heard it from. So overall, I'd say, Fire Tripper, it's a great introduction to anime. After watching this anime, I was wondering about this great anime OVA, and I came to the conclusion of this is a great entry anime. Many reasons. For example, it has a simple but exciting and fun story. The characters are great and have interesting things about them. The music is amazing and so many more things, which makes it all cool. And you already know what I'm about to say. I always say this. I love the classic 90s and like the 80s anime graphics. Like me personally, many people might say, hey, the newer stuff, but look, I love it a lot. So overall, I'd say, also, what I noticed as well while watching is, I'd say it's an underrated anime, because I don't hear it talked about a lot or even brought up when even in like those forums or communities online or stuff like that. And to be honest, that's kind of sucks, because there's so many great big, no, not big, but great underrated and underappreciated animes, and I'd say this is one of them. And I hope Fire Tripper, gets big, gets talked a lot more. It truly deserves more love, in my opinion. So, yeah, pretty cool. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, I love Inuyasha. I've talked about it before. I put Kagome as one of the greatest senderis of all time, and Sango and what was it? One of the greatest ninjas of all time. And so on, right? The reason I bring this up is because Inuyasha, it's, what was it? A lot of times when I was, researching it and trying to get like, is there like more OVAs? Is there like a full-on series? Is there like, who created this? What are other works? Maybe it's something similar. Just long story short, I research a lot. And I found something out. I heard that this inspired Inuyasha. And it is, similarities are there, a young girl, going back and, a young guy who's living in the feudal Japan era. And he's also, skilled in fighting, has a sword, and, they have magical stuff, meets cool friends, all that stuff. So that's one thing that I was like, pretty, this is pretty cool. It might have inspired Inuyasha. I was seeing here and there, and I was like, what was it? They were picking similarities and all that stuff. Long story short, I'd say, me personally, I knew Inuyasha, but years before watching this, of course. But yeah, it's one of those classics. I would say it's one of my favorites too. So one day I'll get to that one. But with that being that, I'm gonna say, I don't want to spoil this one. I don't want to spoil anything for Fire Tripper. So let me just say, after watching Fire Tripper, it was great. Yeah, I loved it. From the lovable and funny characters to the interesting story, the great music, and more. I recommend watching Fire Tripper. It was really cool. One of those great animes which I enjoyed a lot. So, with that being that, I recommend watching Fire Tripper. The animes that I recommend watching are Princess Mononoke because it also has a great, you know, great cast of characters, a fun and interesting story. It is also set in the rural Japan setting and pretty cool. And you know what? Also, due to it being, I was thinking about what else to recommend, and to be honest, I switched it. I'm going to switch it around. Due to it being the winter time, I'll recommend a wholesome adventure anime called A Place Farther Than the Universe. It follows a group of girls that goes to Antarctica, and it's like a fun slice of life anime series. So, yeah, pretty cool. And you know what? I've even said Inuyasha before, so you could even count that one. So with all three, I hope you find something you love. So with that being that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me in the comments if you ever heard of this or watched it. Because I have, it's rare, see a lot of 90s, early 90s, late 80s anime being talked about. Especially if it's like an OVA. I'm talking about OVA wise. You know what? Yeah, OVA wise. Because of course a lot of people know the big ones, which are Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, Pokemon. Like those are the three that really comes to my mind, when I think about 80s, 90s. But with that being that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye.